productivity, we think, is really the way to go. We have to focus all our attention on being productive. Local investment is perhaps even more important than foreign investment. Once we enable the environment for local investment, once we show that our sole focus will be on productivity, which of course will also be the guiding principle for our regulatory agencies, that what we're interested in is productivity that will bring jobs. That's what will bring the income. That's what will bring the growth that we expect. And of course, that will conduce to export.
With this statement, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo echoed the thoughts of most present here. But it is easier said than done. The myriad of challenges bedeviling Nigeria's export sector is Hydra-headed, and Nigeria's manufacturing sector is the biggest prey.
You will see, for instance, that in terms of production, port administration, and even the operating environment, the environment is already skewed against a would-be exporter, particularly those that manufacture goods for export. For instance, on production, you will see that there is forex instability and deteriorating rate of exchange. Most of our manufacturing industries still have to source their raw materials from outside of the country. And the local alternatives, are being challenged even by insecurity and the harsh operating environment. Not to mention the high cost of electricity in the face of inadequate supply. Earlier this year, I think 2 or 3 times we witnessed the collapse of the national grid, and the escalating price of diesel has made it impossible, especially for small and medium-scale industries, to even produce and survive.
The maiden edition of the National Conference on Non-Oil Exports hopes to address these challenges. And just like the country's determination to push trade outside its borders, the factors affecting Nigeria's export also goes beyond its borders.
The fact that Nigerian exporters do not have presence abroad to manage relationships with their buyers is making them to lose business opportunities to their counterparts in Asia and other parts of the world.
Of recent, the NEPC launched an export trade house in Egypt. In a few weeks, another trade house will be launched in Lomé, Togo. The rationale behind establishing these trade houses is to enhance the visibility of made-in-Nigerian products and increase Nigerian market share in the host country and as well as other neighboring countries.
Back home, access to finance is the bane for manufacturers who require foreign exchange to import raw materials.
If you want to really conserve your foreign exchange and become competitive so that your demand, because what we're trying to do is that the lack of our ability to optimize our comparative advantage is what is driving our demand for foreign exchange to higher. And there's what's called lopsided balance of trade, whereby the demand for import is higher than what we gain from export. So by the time we reduce our importation of what we can afford to produce ourselves, like in oil and gas sector, we have enough foreign exchange for everybody. Take for instance what we are spending in subsidy. If we cut it off, we have enough reserve to support every importation we need.
There's a gap, and this gap cannot be fixed by these quick wins, quick mentality. These things must be looked at in totality. Let me give you an example. If you approach a bank and a bank demands that a mining company that is licensed, right, must provide bank guarantee before they get funded, you can't do export. You already injured that export chain, right? You have a contract from your buyer. Your buyer is willing to open up an LC. We don't have the trade facilitation system that will be able to de-risk that LC to enable you to access the funds to produce the product, and then you have a successful export. So we need to really remove the fear factor.
Nigeria currently takes up less than 1% of the global market share of most products it exports. An indication that much is left undone to facilitate production and trade. As African countries gear up to partake of the opportunities the African Free Trade Agreement presents, getting it right will determine how much of the African market share Nigeria will take up.